Good morning, everybody. We have Monday morning, March 15th, 2021, and I hope you had a great weekend. I certainly had a good weekend. We're going to take a look at some things, and we'll see I changed up the screen just a little bit. Hold on here. Why is that not going that way? All right, let's see here. There we go. Let's see if we can get this one in there. There we go. All right. Good morning, Smokey. How you doing today? Hope you had a good weekend. All right, so we're going to take a look at the pre-markets here and put up. Let me slide down indices. And what I've got on the bottom of the screen right now is I've got the S&P 500 futures, and these are live. These are no longer delayed. I paid for the extra. I think it's $4 a month on TradingView. Even though I get live quotes on Schwab, I went ahead and paid for these to get them so I can look at them on Sundays and stuff too. Okay, so right now we have the S&P futures are down $1.50. We have the NASDAQ, which is down 0.25, and we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average futures, are up 59. So we're looking for a kind of a matched up day here. You'll have some stuff that's up, you'll have some stuff that's down, and we'll just see how all that goes. So let's take a look at some of the other ones that we're looking forward to on this day, on this beautiful Monday morning. We've got Bitcoin, which is pulled down significantly, 56,000. If that can be considered a drop, but let's see here. All right, so Ethereum is down 72. Bitcoin is down 2,650. We got some good things going on in the markets. Let's start off with Rocket. Rocket is looking to trade up almost 1.5%, all the way up to 25.38. And GameStop, let me go back into the 30-second quote here so we can get the externals and see what's going on with the pre. Okay, here's the pre-market. It's 5 hours ago or so. GameStop is also looking to trade up about 4.5% to 276.55. And our buddies over there at AMC 1209 up 8.33% to 1209. So right off the bat, it's looking to make a break for the upside. It did get up to, in the pre-market, I was looking earlier, up to 1241? Yeah, 1241 is where it hit in the pre-market. So that would be at least our initial resistance level on the day. And looking for some good things out of AMC today, looking for some good things out of AMC this week. I know that we're also going to be getting an FOMC meeting this week, and that's going to happen on Wednesday. And let's see here. What do I want to do here? Oh, I know what I want to do. Close that and pull up S&P. Heat map on one, and then our economic calendar on the other. I'm just setting up the tabs. Boy, what a kick in the teeth getting up this morning was, huh? I have a time change where I live at, so mine moved forward 1 hour, and so that was definitely something that my body was telling me it was 4:15, and my alarm clock was telling me it was 5:15. So I'm out on the West Coast, so that's where that's what we got going on today. All right, so let me pull this up over into this screen here, and we're going to take a look at. Let me see if this works. It does. Okay, good. Try something a little bit differently to hopefully fix some of my own personal lag on the screen here. All right. Let's see here. Rice, good morning. AMC hit 1234 earlier and dropped just a little bit. Yeah, 1241 is what I'm showing on mine. Let me pull it up here. So my pre-market says that it hit a wick about about an hour or so ago. My dog's chewing her bone. I was like, what is she chewing on? So it hit about an hour ago up to 1240, 1241 is actually where it hit. Somebody got their money taken out of their pocket and put something in at 1190, probably a little sell order there on a bottom wick. But back up to 1214, we're up 8.78% in the pre-market. I don't get my stimmy until sometime this week. Okay, all right, yeah, that's going to be some of those people received over the weekend. Give it 23 minutes till the apes get to play with my stimmy. Nice. Website says 17th for mine. Okay, there you go. So 2 more days. St. Patrick's Day on Wednesday for yours. Did anyone receive it yet? I unfortunately or fortunately do not qualify to get a stimulus check, so I'm not getting one. I don't know what those feel like. I do know somebody that had an old account set up on direct deposit at the IRS that has to wait like a month for theirs, but not too bad, even if you gotta wait. So, all right, so apparently some people did get their stimulus checks over the weekend. So we have a nice turn here. If you look at the bottom, these are basically this is the futures market. These trade over on the CME, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and the Nasdaq is currently up 13.5 points to 12,936. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Nasdaq is up 13.25. And the S&P 500 is up 2. And we'll take a look at the Dow futures are up 77. So Dow futures are up 77. We'll get the heat map and everything in about another 35 minutes or so. That won't show up until 15 minutes after the market opens because that heat map is delayed. But I do want to go into a couple things. And I want to take a look at the weekend box office. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. And we did have a little bit less of a box office because there really wasn't anything decent that came out. The next major movie isn't going to be until, I think, March 31st. We have something coming out. And I'll go over that too because I was poking around in there. So it looks like overall gross did about 16 million. That's about 33% less than last week. But last week the big one was Raya and the Last Dragon. Still the number one movie for this past weekend as well. And of course, a big day today. We had a little bit of incorrect news that we report on the website at the end of the week, where there were a couple different sources, news sources, that said theaters were opening up just this past weekend in LA. That apparently does not start until today. Okay. So that's where that's at. So as far as movies that's coming out, this is just box office mojo that you can look at, and you can kind of take a look and see, okay, what's going on. And let's see what the calendar one does. Is I think it's here we go, Godzilla versus Kong. Okay, this is a Warner Brothers one, so this will dual release. That's going to be a key critical weekend for AMC because Warner Brothers, they made a deal with Warner Brothers to basically take less box office receipts to go towards Warner Brothers. Typically, from what I've been reading, it's about 50% of all box office receipts go back to the studios. And Warner Brothers apparently made a deal. This was reported in the Wall Street Journal that they made a deal with AMC that led to lower box office receipt percentages going back to the studio. So my guess and my hope is that AMC not only did that with Warner Brothers, but maybe they did that with some other studios as well, based on the fact that studios were still making movies and all the theaters were closed. So then in April, we got some other things. Voyager's Mortal Kombat on April 16th. That one should be a big one too. Again, that's another Warner Brothers movie. Lionsgate has Voyagers on the April 9th. And this coming weekend, let's see here, on the 19th, Dark State out of Atlas, Last Call, IFC, never heard of it, and The Courier. These are all people, Jeremy Piven a little bit in Last Call, but no real major actors as far as that goes, okay? All right, so we'll come back to that one in just a momento. So again, we're up to 1214, up 8.78% on AMC, and this isn't delayed at all. These are live streams. As you look at the bottom of the screen, we have the S&P 500 mini futures. Those are trading up 2 points, and we have the Nasdaq currently up 16.5, and we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 80 points. Looking for a good one there. So we'll take a look at some other things that are going to be trading up in the market. So AMC up 8% in the pre-market. We have GameStop, which is up almost 5%, up to 277. Off of its little high, it had a spike at 281. I think, where's it at? Right at the 284. So it got up to 284 in the pre-market. So that initially might be a resistance level for GameStop on the open here. Pulling back just a hair, but still up, still looking for a nice upswing. Rocket Mortgage, again, there's a lot of stories about Rocket Mortgage being shorted and AMC being shorted and GameStop being shorted, and the squeeze. It appears to me that some of these are trading on some fundamentals. Okay, so let's look at some other ones that are trading. We have Ford, and I got some news on Ford a little bit later too. It's kind of cool stuff. But that'll be a little bit later. It'll probably be my afternoon stream. All right, so Ford is up 10 cents in the pre-market. I need to look at a couple of my pharmaceuticals here. We got pharmaceutical number 1 up 6%, pharmaceutical number 2 up 0.39. Microsoft is up 40 cents in the pre-market, just a little bit. Nvidia was trading down earlier, still down 64 cents, 513.60. Again, if that thing stays above 5, that's pretty good for them, and we'll see where the stimmy money goes. And U.S. oil was trading down, and it looks like 36 cents on U.S. oil. That's down a little bit too. So here's your crude oil. Light crude down 63 cents, and the Brent crude down 41%. Let's look at Cinemark. This is the one I've been comparing to and doing similar due diligence that I've been doing on AMC. So Cinemark is actually looking to trade up about 3% to 24.78. What does that tell me? AMC, Cinemark just came out, and they just finished an offering at 5 something or other, basically junk bond status for theirs. And let's see here. Yeah, they reported pricing of another one, $405 million of senior notes due in 2026 at 5.875%. So back on March 4th, they issued another debt offering of $405 million at 5.875%. We know rates are down. Rates are down big time, and these are basically, pretty much junk bonds. So careful with the bond market overall. Okay. We have the, where are we at here? Here we go, best of the rest. AMD is looking to trade up. They reported a new chip yesterday in a presentation, up 95 cents right now. It'll be interesting to see if they hold that, because typically AMD, whatever good news they have, they usually get punished in the market, and for some reason the stock goes down. So kind of a disconnect there between news and what actually happens. Boeing looking to open up higher again. They're looking pretty good. How does this thing go back over the daily? There we go. They're going to be up another 2% to 274.67. They're getting close to that $300 range again. Chevron looking to trade up 39 cents. GM looking to trade up 24 cents. Intel, again, no real news for them this weekend. Palantir, 26.92 up to 27.42. That's good. Again, a key resistance for them had been that $25 level. So it's nice to see them back up. Let's look at Roblox. Roblox looking to trade up 35 cents, hitting 70 again. Good deal for that. I don't own any, but I know some folks that did put some into there. And then Tesla's looking up 57 cents, so that's pretty good. And then Workhorse looking to trade down just a couple pennies, no big deal there. And then ExxonMobil up 8 cents. So it looks like some of the energy sector is going to move up north again. And let's take a look at the chat here. All right, cost is up. Let's see. I don't know any costs, so but they're up 8.6% as well, up to $30. So good deal there. Looks like there's some movement for them as well, and they trade about, not a big float out there. Average market average volume, they only trade about 14 million shares. They did trade 16 million on Friday, so that looks pretty good. Let's see here. Let's like they're going to cheat with the rest of us. Going to have to jump in later. Some have, that's true. There will be a trap Tuesday or Wednesday. I can see $9 or lower before it pops. High of 23-ish. Then a massive drop to scare us. Smoky, yeah, there's definitely some worry about there. But when you look at AMC and you look at this trend, look at this. I'm gonna click on this one and I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna let's take a look at Cinemark first. Okay. So Cinemark kind of on an uptrend, right? As well. So how disconnected are we from, say, a Cinemark, right? Lately, it's not been a very dissimilar chart. I mean, yeah, there's some oscillations because of GameStop and Rocket, etc. So I've been doing a lot of comparisons to Cinemark. All right, so the trap may come up again. Cost, we talked about that. ATNF is supposed to be one of the highest sorts right now. Maybe Wall Street Bets. ATNF. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, life sciences. Okay, 638. Yeah, they're trading up 3% to 660. Let's look at the daily. And they'd run up to 767. It looks like, you know, they're right at that level. So again, this looks really good. So this part here, the fact that it dropped down to 351, broke its resistance line up here to possibly make it a new support. 351 didn't break down here, so it did not break the lower levels of 339. So that actually, for longer term, that chart looks really nice. Let's take a look at the 5 minute, or let's go down to the 5 minute real quick. Okay, and I want to see what it did on Friday. Consolidation phase on Friday a little bit. That's just your standard opening up in the first 20 minutes and then slamming back down into a range. This part over here in the pre-market today looks good. Not much in the post, slight downtrend in the post market on Friday. That's not bad. Trading right at its 50 average here, and then you have the VWAP and the 200 down here. VWAP is white, the 50 period average. So this is based on 5 minutes. Let's look at the 3 minute. And again, you can't really take any of my chart stuff, take it all with a grain of salt, because we don't have volume in the pre-market. We have a lot of volume over here on Friday afternoon, and then the post-market Friday, and then today, you know, it looks like sellers are slightly in control, but the volume is so low, it's hard to tell. They traded 800,000 shares on average, and they traded 1.35 million. And let's see, any news? No. Rising bond yields, that's it. So no real news out on them. Doesn't look bad. Shorts even, man, I can't type even. Okay, shorts. So we should short hedge funds. Yeah, if only. I would love to short some very selective hedge funds if that was possible. I'm hoping it drops a bit. Need to make more AMC money. Okay, there you go. So this actually from a short side, I don't know. It you know, that 633, if it breaks below 653, 652 for a short, maybe. It doesn't look like that's initially in the cards. You'll have to see what happens on volume on that. But that one, it doesn't look like it's setting up for any kind of short. But we'll see. We'll see here in about 8 minutes. Okay. So real quick, we'll go precious metals. I want to take a look and give an update on that. We have gold is currently up $3.82. We have palladium is up $9. Okay, stores of value. We have platinum is up $15.52, back well above 1,200. Had a nice range. It's stuck in this range of 1,200 for a little while here, and over the weekend, which was nice to see. Very nice to see over there for them. So, because of course I have, you know, platinum and silver. Silver's up 23 cents. Range bound, manipulation market. So up back above $26 again. We'll see what happens on that. If you go to a LCS local coin store, or you're going to see premiums of sometimes $7-8 on there is the real price. But because of the manipulation being done in that market, in my only strictly amateur retard opinion, that it's got some ways to go. All right, getting closer to market open. Tesla looking to trade up 27 cents. AMD up 91 cents. And let's get our averages. So we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's looking to open up in 7 minutes here, up 78 points. We'll see if that holds on the open. Usually we see open, whoop, spike, and that's on all your popular ones. Usually see a spike right on the open. It's what happens about 10 minutes in when that spike is done, which means anybody that placed a buy on market open order has been executed. That's when we get the determination and we get a little bit of sentiment as far as what's going to happen in the market, at least for the morning session out of the box. Okay, taking a quick look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is looking to open up 13 points. That's certainly looking good. And the S&P 500 is looking to open up 225. Again, the bottom of your screen over here, right now, I flip these and I usually have the S&P 500 on the top and I have the VIX, the volatility index, on the bottom. Right now, because we're in pre-market, I have the S&P 500 mini futures on the top, and then I have the NASDAQ futures, the NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures on the bottom, okay? So E-mini futures on the NASDAQ are up 20 points. We have the S&P 500 up 3.25, and back over here to the big chart, we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 81 points. So that looks pretty good too. All right, any other ones you guys want me to look at? Feel free to type the symbols down below. I'll be happy to throw them in and give a quick nickel opinion on it. And let's take a quick look here. Go back up to our buddies AMC, GameStop. All right, so Rocket. Anybody that's still in? I still have 500 shares of Rocket, so 25.65. I like that. GameStop up 14 points, almost 5%. And AMC up $1 now, up to 12.18. 1 second, I have to release my dog from the little over here. Hi. What do you want? You want to say hello? Come here. Want to say hello? Come here. Oh, jeez. That's my dog. Hey, look up here. Look, right here. Right here. All right. She's all excited. She's been fed. She's been let out a couple times. Now she just has some energy, so she'll get a walk in between streams. All right. So we got 4 minutes left here before market opens. And AMC $1.03 now, up to 12.19. So I'm gonna take a quick look at this. I want to look at the 3 minute. I want to compare and see if there's any other resistance or support levels I'm missing. Okay, so any downside, if we get a downside spike, it looks like we're hoping that any support level will stay up at this 1188 level, 1190. But if it drops, the real support level is going to be the last line of resistance we had. Pardon me, sorry about that. Which will be Friday at that 1130, 1140 range. So if it drops, that's what we're looking at. You can't really take, and this is a 5 minute or 3 minute chart, by the way. You can't really take your VWAP and your because of volume and your 50 and 200 period averages. You have to take those with a grain of salt in post market and pre market. Again, completely flat in the post market Friday. That's good news. Nothing moving. We like that. Is this due to options expiration and we're getting some orders here? We'll see on the pop here. There weren't a lot of options that expired on Friday, but there were still enough because the stock was up 38% on the week. Okay, so stock was up 38% last week, and we have 2 minutes to the open here. So I'm gonna flip these over here on the bottom to the live S&P 500 on the top, and the live VIX on the bottom. So those will be frozen here for another 2 minutes here. And Tesla, what are you doing on the open here? Let's see here. Tesla looking up. Okay, so Tesla is looking to trade up 27 cents. It did not break 700 during the pre-market. So Tesla did not break 700 in the pre-market. We'll see levels on that. 687, it hit it twice. 686 hit it a couple times as well. So 687 is probably the downside if we get an open market spike that you would hope. What you're hoping for is a few minutes after the open, after things settle down, is that any sell-off that you get based on market on open orders that people put in orders over the weekend, say, hey, on the open, buy that market. I don't care what the price is. Once it hits that initial, what's it slide back down to as the market settles down and regular players come back in because they're waiting to see what happens first. You're hoping that the new line of support, it might be something that you had in the pre-market that it holds, okay, versus Fridays at 660 or so, 661, 664, 663. And it's not a big difference, but 687. So you're looking at about a 25-point difference between support from Friday to what it was pre-market on something like Tesla. All right, so we've got a minute to go here. We're going to see what happens right out of the gate, and let's get the clock open. There we go, market open. All right, so we're up 99 cents right on the open at 12.13. Now 12.16. So let's go back into 30 seconds over here. We have the S&P 500. It popped up 0.6 points, so no real big open there. And the VIX is basically trading down just a tad. So look at there. Okay, there's our drop. Again, we had 12.01 in the pre-market, but we were really talking about 11.90, I think. 11.96. So people see this like on a 30-second chart and they start freaking out, right? But keep in mind, we're still up 77 cents right now on the open. 30 seconds, 30 seconds till the casino opens. Yep, exactly. 12.01. All right, what did this wick come down to? 11.90? 11.90, okay. All right, that's what we said. We said 11.90 over here on the initial. It looks like it hit my 11.90 and turned around and bounced right off of that. But again, still very, very early, folks. We're 1 minute into this. Even on a 30-second chart, I do like to see there's a lower wick there. 11.86 now. So let's watch this for a moment, see what it decides to do. So again, up 72 cents. We're up 6% right now. Real quick, GameStop. GameStop is up 2%, up 6.90, and Rocket is up 35 cents to 25.38. Some of our other movers. Ford is up. My pharmaceuticals are up. U.S. oil is down. I knew that was going to happen. Let's take a look at other big flyers. I know Boeing is going to be up really nicely this morning. There's a pop-up on AMC. I'm going to leave it on AMC as we talk about these. AMD, again, 65 cents. Just, they cannot buy a break. That's that should be $105 stock. That's where AMD should be with this market. There we go, back up to 12. Now, nice bounce off the bottom. What we're looking for on AMC is we're looking for confirmation, even on a 30-second, if we can get another green candle that exceeds kind of this candle here, maybe not even the wick, but that candle there, that should be good. Because if we set up on a 3-minute, we're only going to have one candle here, and it's showing a down one. But oh, definitely look at this, oh guys, look at this, right at the oversold, even on a 3-minute for the first 3-minute candle, going into an oversold condition. And there we go, and there's the pop. So nice run there. Again, that was a very, very fast confirmation. There's the buy signal as well. Again, that's on a 30-second though. Sorry about that. But looking at the 3-minute, You see the turn here. Now we're looking at volume, right? So we had exceeding volume on that first candle. So people were saying, hey, it's trading up in the pre-market. I'm going to take some profits. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I got to buy the dip, but no stimmy. All right, that a boy, Rice. Hey, you know what? All that bit helps. So now we have a buy signal on the 3-minute side. We have the blue line definitely just about to cross the red here. We are slightly above an oversold condition, so that actually looks really good on the 3-minute chart for that entry point on AMC. So hopefully you got that. Again, Rice, what price did you get on that one? Hopefully that's you down here at this bottom wick, 1185, because that was a nice opportunity that came back. I don't care what my average is going to be. I'm going to be buying 100 shares whenever I get the stimmy. There you go. Nice. Laughed my ass off, I wish. Dude, you and me both. I rarely get... I've been getting pretty lucky on the bottom dips on picking up shares here and there, and mostly on my option plays. I've been getting really good prices on those. I didn't even look what I'm up today in my account. Let's see here. Up 263 in one. Nice run here. This looks good. Up 301 in the other, and my taxable I'm going to be up really nice. I have a feeling. Come on, show me the money. Woohoo! So I'm up 5,900 right now across my accounts. So that's a good day. Again, I'm not necessarily planning to take any trades today, but I am prepared, and I do have money available to take trades during the week. And especially for Friday, if support's needed somewhere, depending on an AMC dip. I tried to come up with a price over the weekend. And I said, okay, if I'm going to put some more money into AMC, what am I going to do? When am I going to do it? I have 30 call options that expire on Friday at $4 a share. Okay, I've got to decide what to do with those. I've got 15 call options that don't expire until April 16th. So do I exercise them at 4? Do I roll them out to a later date? I'll decide on that. I don't know when I'm going to decide on that. It might be a last second decision on Friday, or it might be during the week. Whatever I do, I'll let you guys know on the channel. But okay, 1243. We're up 1.27. We're going to look at some of these other ones. Sorry. So Boeing up 6.98%. Chevron up 12 cents. GM down 45, but I think Ford was up. Intel up 38 cents. Oshkosh, if you're playing the Oshkosh Workhorse thing, Oshkosh is up 69%. Workhorse is up a penny. Palantir 27.15. Nice move on Palantir. That's a nice move off the open for them. I'll bet on a 3-minute we had a nice buy candle after a bottom. Not quite. It's still figuring one out. So that's pretty good. So they're looking real nice. Roblox up down 58 cents. What are we doing? Oh, I left that gate. All right, put the gate back up. My pity mix rescue. Oh, there we go. That is what my alerts sound like, and my alert is a weed stock. Sundial up 5.6%. So good for Sundial. I'm gonna exit out of that alert, and that's what my alert sounds look like. All right, where is what? Hey now, what's it doing here? Okay, all right. Nice move, Sundial. I see you. Significant buy signal, and they're up 7%. All right, there we go. All right. So Sundial looking really good. Has a nice move. Had a nice move on the open. Had a buy signal triggered on the 3-minute as well. But AMC, nice solid buy signal down here at 12.15. Didn't even plant a bottom wick on that candle. Looks like this candle as well just has a minute left. It looks like there's no bottom wicks on that one. So higher highs, higher lows on the 3-minute for AMC. That's looking good. And on the 30-second, again, this is actually okay movement. when it comes back down and it's trying to say, hey, what's our new support level, right? You got 1240, 1241. We talked about that as a hope, and we're at 1254. A little bit of worry here with a couple candles here, but again, they're on a 30-second chart, so it's hard to distinguish if those are reality driven or not. Let me get this up in here. I would love, anytime you have something on the what I call on the halves or the zeros, $12.50, $13, $12.50, $12. I love to see new support levels on the 50s. If you see support levels on the 50s, that means the psychological or the emotional buying side of people, the sentiment, are on the side of the bulls. Okay, so this will be, might be too soon to speak if that turns into a new support level or not today. We'll see what happens. I'm looking at a news item here. GameStop shares were up. This is all pre-market stuff. Yeah, they're still calling UWMC. That's the other mortgage company, wholesale marketer of mortgages. Okay, so 1246. GameStop is up 4% and AMC is up 12%. You pick your horses, okay? It's a lot easier psychologically to pick up a stock like AMC because you like it for the long term and you're going to be going back to the movies. And its competitor Cinemark is trading at 24 and we're still at 12, okay? And Cinemark took on an additional $400 million of debt at 5.875% interest that they're paying out to people. When the 10-year yields are significantly lower, I like the stock. Much better opportunity. All right, let's see here. Up 100. Nice. Up 100 is good. Take the shares, in my opinion, because you can hold those for a while. Correct. That's correct. I should have gotten in on that. Yeah, the bottom is definitely interesting. All right, so 1239. We'll see this 12 level is, it's only Monday. We've got a lot going on this week. We have the FOMC on Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the morning is when Pew Powell is going to, the chairman of the Federal Open Market Committee is going to be doing his press conference. So we'll look and we'll carry that press conference live here on the stream on Wednesday. So we'll do a little bit of an extended afternoon session. We'll be on earlier for that. I'll probably come on about 15 minutes, maybe 1:45 Eastern, 10:45 Pacific to prepare for that. And so we'll have a little bit of an extended stream on Wednesday because during that speech and after that speech, I'll be watching two things. I'll be watching three things. And I don't know if I'll turn this into a three chart for the bottom because I'll be looking at bond yields. I'll be looking at the S&P 500. I'll be looking at the VIX. I don't know if I'm gonna make any moves before that. We'll see what the other numbers come out in the morning because what we have this week is we have, make this bigger. Sorry about that. Try not to make things eye charts for you guys. Oops, down one. Hold on. Okay. Empire State Index. Don't care. Tomorrow we got retail sales for February and business inventories. That could be interesting. And Wednesday again, building permits and housing starts. That has a lot to do with UWM and Rocket, and then a Federal Reserve announcement at 2 o'clock, and then a press conference at 2:30. So we'll have the announcement of what he's going to do at 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is 11 o'clock Pacific, and then a half hour after that at 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern time, we'll have Pew Jerry Powell come in and have his press conference. So there's going to be a lot of talk about that, and what you're going to hear is you're going to have people trying to scare you. Heat map, we'll have that in just a couple minutes. It looks like my idea is working. What I did was I took my TradingView software, and I usually run stuff on Brave browser, but I'm running only my TradingView on Chrome, and I'm seeing if that takes care of a little bit of the lag stuff I was having. Just on my end, that when I click on a symbol, I want instantaneous. Okay, GameStop. See, you look at these charts, you can say, you know, what's it doing? But if you go over to the 3-minute, and you could take a chart and say, oh, I'm all gloomy, and then say, but wait a minute, oh, this looks fantastic, because you eliminated the pre-market. Okay, I'm not there yet. Usually about a half an hour in or so, I'll remove the pre-market, because it doesn't matter. The volume is so low, you can't get a gauge. You can hope on levels on a pre-market. You say, well, you know, 273, 274, 275, 270, you know, 270s or so. It's at 272. You got a couple wicks below that though on the 3-minute, and it broke both the VWAP. Really, that's the main one on something like this, where it broke the VWAP support level from the pre-market. What that tells me is that we may be looking at levels on Friday. So Friday, 264 or 254 to 267. We'll see what forms. It's still too early to say. Rocket up 18 cents, looking good there. AMC up 13% now, $1.51. Nice move, nice move. So remember, we're still on this buy from right over here when we called it, and we were looking at the move on the 30-minute. Confirmed, had a nice break on the oversold, and then boom, up another almost 6% off of that. So that's on the 3-minute chart. That is super good. Now you're into basically momentum, and when you get momentum like this, that is certainly a good sign, especially when we look at the indices and we say, okay, the where we at? Okay, S&P is only up 2 points. The Dow is up at 115, and the Nasdaq is down 75 cents, and we're looking up. So definitely a nice move to the upside here. And what that tells me, at least initially, you know, again, the 3-minute chart is going to be a straight line, right? 3 minutes is going to be straight up. On the 30-second, you could take a look at this and you say, okay, where's the stock going to try and start to form levels? Where is it going to look at for new support and resistance lines for the day, for the trading session? And so what I look at is I'll take a look at something like the 3-minute, and I'll take the knowledge that it gave to me in the pre-market up into the 12s and say, okay, we're looking good for an open. And then again, you know, we broke the 50 on the green, well above the VWAP in the 200 period average on my 3-minute chart. Again, that's just my preference. I use for my own trading rules and my own trading style. And then that certainly bodes well. And you could say, okay, on a 30-second level, do we have support here? I'm not convinced yet. I know that sounds bad, right? Dude, we're knocking on the door at 13. How can you not be convinced? Because we have bad actors, and we know who the bad actors are, and we've called them out before. Whether it's people that are ignorant of the dynamics of a stock and the fundamentals and the market overall, and put out an absolutely ignorant 1 penny price target on a stock. You know, you can't have an analyst turn around and initiate coverage on something and say he's got a target of a penny on it. Not when people are clamoring to get back to the movie theaters. Not when AMC closes 60 unprofitable theaters. Not when they eliminate $600 million in debt and they say, hey, no matter what happens, yeah, we've got enough cash to get through the next year. And then you have a lot of blockbusters coming out starting March 31st with Godzilla and Kong. You had them make a deal with Warner Brothers Studios for Warner Brothers to accept less money from them because they're going to be dual streaming. And things like Top Gun Maverick, when that comes out, July 2nd, I think that comes out. What day is that? That's probably right before. Let me go down here. I want to take a look. July 2nd. So Top Gun Maverick comes out on Friday, July 2nd. You have July 4th, you have the weekend. And so, and I don't know if that means people are going to get off work on the 2nd or the 5th. I don't report to anybody except you guys. So, let me know if, as we get closer to July, if you guys are open for either on that Friday, if they're closed that Friday or that Monday. Hopefully the Monday, right? Because if you're closed on a Monday, you can sleep in. Nice move. Look at this, folks. Hey, we called it. We called it. We called it. Nice move on momentum here. 3 minutes going to look fantastic. Look at that. Beast mode. That is beast mode. And let's pull up the time of sales. I'll pull up the time of sales. And let me double check here. 1 second. Yep, we're good. Some wake up music. All right, here we go. This is the 1 minute chart. This is our time in sales. We're up 17%. Remember, we were up 38% last week, and we're up 17% right now, 13.10. So it looks pretty good here. Got some green going on here. You got the bid and the ask over here, and you can see actually, time of sales. Your gray is going to be your dark pools, your institutions, and that's why up here for the live quote, you're going to see decimal points out to 4 places. And that's our hedge funds, that's our institutionals. Maybe it's Vanguard. Maybe Vanguard went back in today and said, you know what? We're doubling down. We think this is a $20 stock. I certainly do. My own personal opinion is that when I look at AMC and I look at Cinemark, and I'm going to drag these guys up here. I'm getting tired of scrolling. When I look at Cinemark and I say Cinemark is at $24.63, up 2.5 cents, that's the competition, folks. Competition isn't GameStop. Competition is Cinemark, and the fact that we're blowing through their doors on upside potential is just incredible. So if we form a new level at this 13 or so, it did dip below though. So just so you know, 1292. But again, that's on a 30-second chart. I don't think that's going to be enough for it to issue a sell. Nope. 3 minutes is still solid. We'd have to have a couple candles down into this range. Is 1289, 1290, 1292 level before it would issue a sell on my 3 minute. And again, that's only just my analysis. Don't act on anything I'm talking about here. But I like the stock. So 1321 now up 18 cents. So again, you can look at this very short term and say, okay, what's it going to do? Lots of shares on order at 1280. There you go. Yep. I wish I had my stimmy. I hear you, buddy. So buy, got it. So buy, got it, buy. AMC is a $500 stock. That would be amazing. If that happens, I don't know if you guys were around yesterday or not, yesterday afternoon, but you probably saw it. And we'll talk about this later on as the market slows down, but I'll go into some things that I did over the weekend as well. All right, so looking good here. Again, back down here, it dropped to this 1292 level, 1293, and then bounced right off of it. That's this bouncing down to here and not exceeding these two flat, and with this top wick, a 3-bar on the 32nd, and bouncing off of it is actually looks pretty good. But don't be, like I said, don't be surprised if you get some sellers in here, because you do have people day trading this. You have people up 17% that bought on the open, or they bought it, 11. Let's say they got it on the open as a scalp, and they are up right now 10%. So your scalpers are up 10%. Okay, so if you take your 13.18 minus 10%, 1186. Okay, what did I say? 1190 or so, or 1190. So these folks are in at 1186 or so. If they got in over here, if they got in on this dip and they're scalping, did they sell here? It looks like, very low volume. Again, down to the volume bars. Oops, sorry, 3 minute. On a 3 minute, all bullish. These are people that bought it pre-market and were profitable. They took their profits on this candle, in my opinion. That's what happened here. That's why you have that. And then the market on open orders, boom, we get it back in. So there may have been more institutional buying, because it's certainly not going to be enough. Because, like I said, we've got people in the chat right now that have not received their stimulus payments yet. So some of those aren't going to come in and get confirmed until Tuesday and Wednesday. This is just initially what people have to put in the stocks, bonds, whatever they're buying today from their stimulus checks. It could be just their paychecks from Friday. They could be taking their paychecks from Friday or their paychecks on the 15th of the month today. Okay, government workers looking at you. They could be taking that money and saying, hey, my bank and the IRS says I'm getting my stimmy on Tuesday or Wednesday. Forget the bills. I don't have my rent. I don't have my mortgage due until the first of the month. Yeah, we'll get groceries after the stimmy comes. I'm going to buy now. And then they push their buy button, right? So we won't know until Wednesday afternoon after Powell. That's when I'll start drawing my battle lines for Friday. So my battle lines on like AMC and Rocket and GameStop won't really be drawn until what happens Wednesday. That's going to be huge. That FOMC news conference is the one to watch for this week. And between now and then, don't be shocked or surprised if you see a little bit of this. Okay, some non-commitment and other things. S&P still up over here, and the VIX trading down at 21. I like to see that thing get back down lower on the VIX. Okay. Some other ones we got. Ford is down. Oh, I'm losing money on Ford today. Ford is down 27 cents. Nice move on my two pharmaceuticals. One's up 4. The other one's up 1. But I think I'm done on my options on this one. I've got $2 options on this one. It ain't gonna happen for this Friday. So I gotta decide what to do on those. Nvidia coming back up to 4. Now this is my other big play. It's not big. I got like 9 call options. I've got some options at 540 on Nvidia. So I'll be watching that one this week as well. My USO is down, but again, I'm up quite nicely on the day overall, which is good. Let's see some of the other ones here. AMD up almost 2%. Let me move my cursor. Boeing up 1.85%. Chevron now trading down $1.40 on the drop on oil. GM down $1.17. Intel up 11 cents. Oh, let's go to the heat map. And there is our live heat map. So sector-wise, I look at this for sectors. I look at the VIX on the bottom of the screen for sentiment. I look for confirmation. Some of the drug sector ones, you got Eli Lilly down 8%. I don't know any of that. Johnson & Johnson. If I ever am fortunate enough to qualify for a vaccine, I'm going to hold out for the Johnson & Johnson one. That's kind of the one that I'm looking for. I'm not really interested in the Moderna one or the Pfizer one, not based on what I've been hearing. And based on what's going on in Europe, there's no chance, and you know what, that I would accept an AstraZeneca vaccine. I'd be like, show me the bottle, dude. I ain't taking that vaccine. So because I'm a veteran, I have heard that I could go get a vaccine at the VA because they're operating under federal guidelines where my state says that I'm not important enough to qualify for a vaccine until summertime. So that'll be a topic for another day. All right, so some of the techs are trading down. We got Tesla down 0.96%, Microsoft down 0.86%, Apple down 0.11%. Somebody was asking me over the weekend what I thought of Apple, and I said, well, you know, we were $16 or so off of its 52-week high. My concern with Apple, and really anybody in that sector, is that you have risk with China. If you look at where all their plants are for Apple and the Foxcons and everything else, if something happens with the political discussion or a trade war between China and the United States, that could be an issue for a stock like Apple. It's not that it would affect anything, it's the perception of the act that would define the stock's performance very short term. So if you're into Apple, make sure you're following what's going on with China. If anything, look at, you can simply go like this, go to your browser, type something in and just type in China news trade, because that's really the definer. And then I would click on, I use DuckDuckGo. I would just click on news. 20 hours ago, trade war fallout. How reliant is Australia's economy on China? Maritime law expected to give Beijing an edge in South China Sea legal disputes. Brent oil steadies above $69 as China's recovery aids outlook. So that's a good one. That's a Bloomberg article. Okay, talking about China's recovery. Okay, how China's solar industry. Okay, who cares? Biden goals converge in Asia, rebuilding alliances and countering China. So when they say, rebuilding alliances, New York Times yesterday, Sunday edition, that's the one everybody gets and reads with their coffee and their breakfast. Rebuilding alliances, what that means is Hong Kong to a certain extent, but what they're really talking about is Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan. That's what they're talking about when they're talking about rebuilding alliances. Those are the big three. China's factories, consumers drive recovery into 2021. China factory retail data surge from deep year ago plunge. So again, that's why be very careful if you do have those. But again, Apple, I don't really follow it. I don't own any. Quick look at a 3-minute chart. Up 1.8% today. That's a nice move. Cab driver in China rams passenger. Okay. No news on them today. Okay. All right. 17% now, folks. 13.16, 13.14. So that's on the 3-minute. So again, solid momentum play here is what this turned into an absolute day trader's dream for AMC this morning, and they could not be happier if they bought on the open. Based on my signals, and some people would use. Let's say they missed this first candle, but they got just the bottom of the second one on the confirmation. Hey, where's it at? They're up 7%. Okay, so the fact that we I call it waffling. It's consolidation, but the fact that we were holding right here at the 3-minute, had a doji here a little bit. Be careful, but because the doji, the bottom wick, was still above these two, the bottom wick on the prior candle and the absolute bottom, all of these 3-minute candles have no bottom wicks until here. So this was a signal that, hey, might have a little consolidation. Now let's look into the 30-second side. S&P is still trading up. The VIX is still trading down, trying to get below that 21 on the VIX. That's why you see a little bit of consolidation here. Again, ignore any buy-sell signals. The pivots, ignore those as well. But we are we are a half an hour into this. Let's get into the indexes and see where we're at. S&P up 0.5. So really, absolutely flat. S&P is absolutely flat. NASDAQ is up 34. That's looking good. And the Dow is up 5. So again, flat. So until Wednesday, what are people doing with their stimmy? Some of them are selling some stuff, but not a lot of them are going to be selling stuff because they don't have anything to sell, quite honestly. The institutions are basically, it looks like from a volume standpoint, they're probably looking to sit it out a little bit. Some of the bigger ones. Okay, nice move up on AMD. They're up 2.6% now, so that's good news for them. Boeing, again, there's talk, so the rumor's already out that Southwest is about to place another order for 737 Maxes. And so you saw that play out last week. Go to a 15-minute chart here. And you saw all last week, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, a low of 213 all the way up to 271. 213 divided into 271 equals -1. So up. So you had a 21% move in the stock between last Monday morning and right now on Boeing. What a great play. Okay. AMC, and I'm kicking myself. So Boeing is one of the favorites that I use to day trade. So when I'm looking to make my $200 a day, I'm looking at scalping. I use Boeing. That's just me personally, because basically I can put 1,000 shares into it, and 19 cents gets me $190, and pretty much that's what I try and make each day to pay my bills for the month. And so usually I have a goal, I have a silly goal that I try and pay all my bills on the month by the 10th market day of the month. So pretty much about halfway through. And then I'll go a little bit more conservative and do some swing trades, and then I'll look at my long-term plays and looking at research and everything else. So there's a lot of different things that go into this. Let's see, which one? Rice, which one? Context, please. I don't understand on which one that you were looking for. But I'll check down there again if you want to clarify on that one. So AMC again, GameStop, nice move as well. Let me go back to the 3-minute on GameStop, and doesn't know what it wants to do. Okay, it's up 4%. The market sentiment on it is it doesn't know what it wants to do. Why? Because you have several. You have let's see here, these wicks. This is on a 3-minute, so you have 270, 268. That's the bottom of the day, 268.54. You have a couple over here, although we did get a buy signal. So 3-bar play, you got the 3rd bar here, greater than the prior 2 over here. That's good news. Big wicks on this one, though, so that confirmation is when it hit that top wick, it probably hit the buy signal on the 3-minute. So that initially looks good for GameStop, very, very short term. We do have a doji here, but we've got the blue. See, I've got a problem with this. We've got the blue line right at the red line. We've got sellers volume exceeds buyers volume, and the buyers volume coming in right here didn't exceed the selling volume over here. We're trending towards an overbought position, but again, it's going to find that resistance. So what GameStop is doing right now is it's trying to find its resistance and support level for the day, and it can't decide. And when I say it can't decide, I'm not talking about which ones that institutional or retail. It's just a market sentiment on the day. Remember, you have the Dow Jones that's basically up, but the S&P and the NASDAQ are basically flat on the day. And so looking at those, it might be something where it's got to decide what it wants to do. Swing trades, to answer your question, the swing trades are something like, right now I consider Rocket my swing trade. Okay, and my Rocket is a swing trade because I bought that pre-dividend and held it through the X date and the record date, so that I get my $1.11 per share on 750 shares. So I'll get $832.50 put into my 2 accounts on March 23rd when the Rocket dividend plays out. I sold the 250 shares in my taxable account because I wanted to lock in profit on the gain of the stock because it didn't dip based on the dividend payout, which is a good sign. So I took some profit, I took some gains, I left 500 shares of Rocket in my retirement account because I got time. So that swing trade on Rocket, I swung it inside of my taxable account, held it over I think 5 days, and I made I don't know, what did I make on that? I don't even remember right now. I think on my taxable account I think I made like $500 on it, maybe, and I'm up. Let's see, hold on. I can get it on here. Let me get on my phone while we talk about it. So I swing traded Rocket, and you know, hindsight says, well, you're an idiot. Why did you sell the 250 in your taxable account? You could have been up another $1.50. You left profit on the table. You don't know how to trade, because a profit is only a profit when you hit the sell button and you take it. I will never allow anybody on my channel to say, hey, you screwed up. I still have shares. And so it's something that, you know, your own trading decisions are going to determine when you buy and sell. But don't be afraid to take some profits on some things, because it can be good. Whoops, wrong account. Here we go. So my 750 shares, I'm up $884 on my 500 share buy on Rocket. So I got in those shares. I bought at $24.83. So my 500 shares on Rocket that I still hold, I'm up $880. And in addition to that, those 500 is $555. So let's say 555 plus 884 equals, divided into, so I'm up $14.39 on a $13,000 buy. I've held the stock for 7 or 8 days now, and I'm up 11% on it. So, swing trading is something that is good. Yeah, you're right. Rocket is going today. That's good. So here's why. Some of the DD I did on Rocket, I did a basic due diligence on it. I looked at news. I looked at competitors. I looked at UWM, whatever that one is. I don't buy that one because I planted my horse with Rocket. I looked at interest rates. I looked at the stimulus. I looked at the fact that they were still going to keep forbearance and limited evictions through August. What that says is that if rates do go up, it's March. New housing. So later this week we're gonna get housing starts. So I'm gonna be looking. So when I look now, my radar for something like Rocket really plans on the economic calendar for this week, and I'm gonna absolutely be interested on Wednesday for housing starts and building permits. Okay, that's gonna come in at 5:30 in the morning. I don't know what this one is, and I apologize, but it's like a white noise song in the middle of the playlist. Crazy. So we'll put another song on there. All right. So this one, this is what I'm going to look at, and if these numbers, they're looking at 1.56 million for February, or this is for January, and I'm going to look at what the numbers are and what their expectations are, and that will tell me how much longer I'm going to hold Rocket. But I like the stock. I think the CEO feels it's undervalued. The sentiment is that it's undervalued. There are a lot of shorts apparently on the stock, and he thinks it should be up in the $43 range. And there's a lot of people that think it should be up in the $43 range. And of course, 26 and a 43 is going to be just about a double, right? So when is it going to get back to there? I don't know. We'll see. But definitely a nice solid move. So on a day that you have a flat market where the Dow is now, there we go, Dow is now down 33, S&P is down 4, NASDAQ is up 32, you have Rocket, momentum, Cinemark, flat, GameStop, same thing, right? We called it over here, doesn't know what it wants to do yet. Not bad news by any stretch of the imagination. When something says it doesn't know what it wants to do and it's up 3% on the day, it's a win. That's okay. Again, it could be setting up for a 300 run on options expiration on Friday. So if it builds support and resistance lines within a range over today and tomorrow, and again, Wednesday's going to be a crapshoot in the market. You're going to see a lot of volatility. If you want to do some day trading, you better be Johnny quick on the finger on your keyboard because things are going to move fast on Wednesday, but not out of the box. All right, so $13 level on AMC. Volume, it looks like, on the 3-minute, still not exceeding it, but we're starting to narrow the buyers and the sellers here. And the sellers look like, so let's see if we can form a base here. Let's go to 30 seconds. It's going to look ugly. Oh, not bad. Little bit of a pull. All right, I'm going to get rid of my externals, my aftermarkets and my pre-markets. So this is now Friday at the close over here, okay? And then this is today. But again, this is a 30-second chart. So now we'll take a look at the 3-minute and say, okay, we haven't hit $13. There's a 1247. February, or March 10th, 1247. So this is interesting. Okay. All right. So looking at the 10th, so not the 12th, not the 11th, but the 10th, we're up in the 12s, 1218, 1247. Okay. Look all the way to the right. You see this from the 10th, this 1247 pivot, and then we bounced off of 1240 over here on this candle on the 15-minute. That looks good. We'll see. If the stock comes back down into the 12s, this is the range I'm going to be looking at least initially to see if it holds. Everybody else is going to tell you down in the 11s and the 10s. I'm not. I'd be looking at these levels here to see if what kind of bounces we get on those levels. Back to the 3-minute. So 13, I'm good with 13. You know, again, I don't. If this is a $24 stock, okay, if this is a $24 stock, I don't want $24 today. I'm just telling you flat out, I don't want $24 today. Okay, if it hit 24 today, I'm not selling it anyway. Regardless, beside the point. We're up 16% right now. We're up 38% last week. If you do 38 divided by 5, that's about 7.6% average per day, which means nothing on this stock. Okay, but we're up almost to half of our total gain for last week. Okay, I put Cinemark up here, so now we're going to do a little bit of minor DD as the rest of the market's flat. S&P is climbing back up, trying to get back into positive. VIX is trading back down again. That's good news. So now let's look at Cinemark. I'm going to go out to a 15-minute chart. Or actually, let's go 10 minutes. No, let's go 15. I misspoke. And where's my ruler? Okay. And slide this out. And I'm going to take it from here. So last week, Cinemark was up 4.6% on the week. Okay. So Cinemark's up 4.6% on the week. They're up 3% today. Why? Because theaters are opening today. You have theater openings in LA. You have theaters that are open in New York. And so so with that, Cinemark is going to participate in that. Okay. So it was up last week as well, even with all that volatility of what went on. So when you look at something like AMC, and we're up 38%, and we're up 16% today, they're both up. And I think we had it. I still don't believe that we are tied to GameStop. And the reason why I don't believe that to be so is because theaters are something that it's good news opening. What news do you have on GameStop? You know, I was on stream yesterday for an hour and a half or so, and I want to buy a PS5. And when I buy that PS5, I will walk into a GameStop store and I'll buy one. Okay, but they don't seem to have any. So it may be a few more months. I'm patient. I'm okay. At that point, one of my other income streams, I sell stuff. So I will be selling my PS3 because that's what I have. I forget how big the hard drive is on that one. I think it's a 500, but I'm not sure. But I'll be selling my PS3 on Facebook Marketplace, along with all the games. And I'll be picking up a PS5, and I hope I can keep that one for 10 years. So, you know, that's an income stream for me. I take old stuff and I sell it. I sold a laptop for $75 a couple months ago. It was 10 years old. Great internet, great for somebody using it for their daughter for school and stuff. And I even gave them a Microsoft HD webcam as well, because it didn't have one built into it. I gave away 2 graphic cards on a Nextdoor group, on my not my Nextdoor group, on a Facebook local group to some neighbors, and then I sold 2 graphic cards and met somebody in a parking lot by the police station for cash for $270. So, you know, there's income streams that you can have out there, and then I can take that money and put it into precious metals. I can take it and dump it back into the market. Some of that money I took back in January and bought a couple more graphic cards with. It all depends. So as we hang out here at this $13 level, it looks like it's hitting a little bit of a line at that 13 on the 15-minute. Let's go back down to the 3-minute consolidation, 30 seconds, flattening out, volume drop. So we are almost an hour in, and 62 divided into 152. Right. So we've hit 41% of average volume on AMC in the first almost 47 minutes. Okay, so the first 47 minutes or 43 minutes, sorry. whatever the time is. Too much math. The first hour of the market, we've already hit 40% of the volume. That's good. That's why we're up $1.86 right now, and that's basically I think I could be right on that. It could have been people that said, "Hey, I got paid Friday. My stimmy's not coming till Wednesday. Hey, honey," or maybe they're asking their wife's boyfriend, "Hey, is it okay for my allowance that I take my Friday check and buy AMC?" That could be it. Here's why that might be good news. That also means that people did not take their paycheck because maybe they had a car payment due today on the 15th of the month, or they had a credit card bill due, or they needed more groceries, or whatever the reason, or their kids are going to start playing sports again because it's opening up, and they had to buy sports equipment over the weekend. As they get their stimulus check tonight at midnight, Tuesday at midnight, Wednesday at midnight, there's a lot of talk about AMC, right? So so that could be good news. And like I said, I don't think I saw any news items as far as spiking off the open, GameStop retreats from early. See, stories like GameStop retreats from early highs. Okay, all right, boomer. GameStop's up 3%. The negative connotations, the narrative that they try and push to drive down the price of a stock, to protect hedge funds, to protect, short interest sellers, to protect analysts that are idiots that go on CNBC or Fox Business and scream about, "Oh, woe is me." GameStop's formed a nice range over the last 2 weeks. Had a huge spike, but if it can hit that 348 and then slam back down into the 270s, 52-week range, it was a $2 stock. It was down to $2.57 over the last year, and it's holding above 250 consistently. So that's good news there. So 16% up on AMC, $13 again. This all day long. If we do this all day and we stay in this range, happy camper. Absolutely a happy camper. All right, let's look at some of the other ones that I own. I'm going to take a quick look at my charts here. 18 cent. Oh, I want to see where I'm at after that jump. I'm up 2.55% today on all my portfolios. So that's certainly good. I'm beating the market today only, right? For today only. Let's see. Reddit. So I'm getting notifications on my phone and through Reddit. And it's basically the Washington State coronavirus Reddit. And they're sending me notifications. And I don't belong to the Reddit group. And so I went into their Reddit yesterday. I said, "Hey, can you ban me from your group?" Well, they did my request. They did. They banned me from the group. And I'm still getting forced notifications from the government through Reddit that I did not consent to. Right? I hate that. And they got to throw a picture of everything that they're doing. Yesterday it was a picture of that they're getting ready for mass vaccines for grocery store workers and more government workers to get their vaccine, while everybody else that works still can't get it. Company I used to work for, none of their employees. The company usually does a flu clinic every year. They will not allow the company to do a session, and these are essential workers that have to go to hundreds of businesses a day, including hospitals and all kinds of medical places and everything else, but they can't get a vaccine yet. Okay, but it's not rigged or anything. So there you go. All right, Microsoft. So Ford is down 17 cents. Microsoft is down. Let's go to the. Let's take a quick look at the heat map. Okay, a little bit of green there. Look at Apple. Apple, nice turn on Apple, up 1.85%. Tesla now 1.98%. So we have the NASDAQ is starting to make a little bit of a move. And let's pull that one up. There we go, up 27 points. Or up 13 points. So very, very small move, but we definitely have some select sectors that are starting to move up. So that's certainly good news. But it is turning down just a tad. S&P is turning down. VIX is going up just a little bit, and the Dow is still down on the day, but pretty much flat on the Dow. Up 4 points, down 3 points, up 4 points. Up, down, up, down, up, down. This waffling, which I think we're going to see through Wednesday. So if we take something, we'll take a look at some other ones here. All my metals, silver, platinum, palladium, and gold are all up on the day. So we have ExxonMobil is down 1.41. Let's take a look at some of these. We have Workhorse up 42 cents, up 2.4. Tesla, nice move. Broke that 700. We talked about that in the half hour before the market opened. Could it break? It couldn't break 700 in the pre-market. I think it got up to what was it, 697, 696, something like that. So the fact that it's going up now, 700. This is going to be what you have in the beginning of the week on all these options expiration monthlies that expire this coming Friday. Is I call them levels. And the stocks are basically going to try and find their range, and they're going. If you hear squeaking, that's my dog with her toy. The stocks are going to try and find a range that they're going to trade in to set up the battle lines for Friday. And later in the week, we'll get into, and maybe tomorrow, I don't know if we'll get into it this afternoon or not. We'll take a look at the open interest and the volume on any. If you guys want to put some symbols down once we start doing it. We'll take a look and we'll pull up the level 2s and we'll take a look and see what the options expirations are for Friday. I'll probably take my notepad that I always have in front of me and write down my own and take a look at what's going on there. But if you guys have some other ones, you can certainly let me know. Roblox down 95 cents now. They were up on the day earlier. Now they're down. That could be just some people taking profits. Physical Silver Trust, PSLV, don't buy it. It's fake. Don't buy paper silver. Buy the real thing. Palantir, up 5 cents, 26.98. Hey, if it can form a range here and stay in the 26s, that's good news. Oshkosh, one of the farmers from before. Intel, down 36 cents. GM, I want to see if there's any news on them. They're down $1.11. GM builds pickups without certain modules due to global chip shortage. Wow, hurting fuel economy. Holy cow. So if you don't think that the semiconductor is a problem, GM said on Monday that due to the global semiconductor chip shortage, U.S. automaker is building certain 2021 light-duty full-size pickup trucks without a fuel management module, slightly hurting those vehicles' fuel economy performance. So their Ecotech 3 V8. So that's not good. But again, if you're an automaker and you can't get chips, what are you going to do? You're going to find a way that people still want to buy trucks so that they don't lose market to somebody like Ford. So that is probably, why they're down. Now the question is, without that module, here's the problem. I wonder what it says on the sticker. Because if the sticker wasn't changed, they probably are leaving the federal EPA guideline number on the sticker. And I'll bet anybody $1,000 right now that no salesman is going to tell them, oh, by the way, even though it says, 21 miles to the gallon, you're really only going to get 14 because we didn't give you a fuel module. I don't own a GM vehicle. Ford, not seeing anything on them. Ford Motor Insider disposition. sold 90,000 shares. That could be for options and tax purposes, probably for tax purposes. So what you're going to see a lot of times is you've got people that are going to have a tax bill to pay come April 15th, myself included, and they will look to exercise options and pay the taxes, etc. Let's see here. Ford, March 12th, this is from Friday, old news. Launching a recall of 2.9 million vehicles for airbags. I don't know why the airbags they can't get right. Nothing else there. So again, Ford down a little bit, and that could just be because GM is down, and it could be people saying that, well, hey, GM is down, so Ford must be short on their modules, and maybe they're going to do the same thing. Ford and GM are completely separate companies, then they do not run near each other. All right, Rocket still holding on to its 4% gain, up 4.24%, up $1.08. Cinemark now up 5%. Anytime I see Cinemark going up, I say, well, I guess that makes AMC a $25 stock. Because if you want to tell me that Cinemark, again, can issue $400 million in debt at 5.875% junk bonds, and they're a $25 stock, and AMC, the largest theater operator in the United States, eliminated $600 million of debt and remodeled a whole bunch of their theaters and partnered with Harvard and Pfizer and Clorox, and the CEO came out with a quote and said the days of dirty theaters are over, that you can't tell me that AMC is not a $25 stock. And Vanguard seems to agree with my consensus. Okay. Yes, before somebody says it, I would love it to go to 500. Of course I would. But Cinemark at $25, AMC at only at 13. So let's say you were looking at this today, and let's say at 12 noon you get your stimulus check. Okay, it ain't gonna happen, by the way. If you don't have it by now, you're not getting it today. And you're on a 3-minute chart, and let's even take it out to a 5-minute. Okay, 5-minute chart. You're above the 50 period moving average. You're above the VWAP, and you're above the 200 moving average. Would I buy? Well, it doesn't matter what part. This says anywhere above 13 is a buy. If I look at 10-minute chart, I'm on a buy. If I look at a 5-minute, I got to buy. If I'm looking at a 3-minute, I got to buy. Right? All the way down here, back at 11 on the 3-minute. But today, okay, so it did issue a sell, but then we broke right through it. So that's interesting. This candle here is right at the seller's level of volume, but we're declining. We're running out of buyers at this price point. Okay, why? Because it was consolidating at around 13 bucks. So it says the next pullback, if it pulls back, might be at that range. I don't know if we'll hit the 12s in there, but we'll see. So long term, I like the stock. I think it's a $25 stock compared to Cinemark. That's what I'm valuing it as, at least right now. I value AMC, comparatively speaking, to Cinemark, is what I look at. They're up 5.79%. I want to see if there's any... here we go. Finally. So if you remember from last week, we talked about Cinemark. Somebody asked them, hey, what do you think about New York theaters opening? And they said, no comment. Faceplant. Cinemark Holdings will reopen theaters in Greater Los Angeles area. Said late Friday it will begin. See, why is this story coming out today? Said late Friday it will begin reopening its movie theaters in the Greater Los Angeles area starting on March 13th. Okay. The first to reopen is the theater in Long Beach. That will be followed by the reopening of movie theaters in Orange, Placer, Contra Costa, and San Bernardino counties on March 14th. Movie theaters in Los Angeles County will reopen for business on March 15th, according to the company. Guests will need to follow cleaning and safety protocols, Cinemark said, and that additional locations will reopen following the release of local guidance. If that is not the absolute most boring statement ever put out by a company that should be floored about opening back up, reminds me of the CEO of AMD, Sue. So Cinemark, nice bounce there. So they're up 6%. Well, 6%. Yeah, 6.39%. So they're up $1.53, and they're not the largest theater owner. Okay, so they just took on a whole bunch of debt in the form of 2 different note offerings. They finished one and they began a second one. What? What do you want? You gotta go out? Yeah? All right. Okay, you guys, I gotta go let my dog outside. I'll put this back on AMC, and I will be right back. None of you guys told me that you couldn't hear me. So that's my dog. She likes her hugs. All right, down. You got your hugs. All right, so looking at time and sales and looking at AMC. A little bit of red there. 1337 though, up 19%. That looks good. I'm going to have some pineapple. I got some fresh pineapple. Where's your bone? Go play with your bone. Go play with your bone. No, you were just outside. That's all you get for right now. We'll go for a walk in between streams. You're silly. She gets her walk in between streams. So this looks good. S&P, VIX. You can see the averages up here. Dow Jones is down 15, NASDAQ up 31, and the S&P is up 4.7. And let's take a look at the heat map. Tesla up very nice, 1.56%. Financials taking a hit today. ExxonMobil down 2. Chevron down 1. Again, it's just profit taken. Chip makers, Nvidia up 1%, 519. I need that 520 to hold today. If I have any chance of 540, I need the 520 level to stay, and then after that 525. If it hits 525, I got a shot at 540. If it goes up as high as 525 and I can't hold it, then I might be in a little bit of trouble for Friday. All right, AMD up 1.93%. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So little consolidation here, but on the 3-minute, let's see. It should not have given us a sell. It did not, because it's consolidating. Because this wick isn't lower than some of the prior candles to the buy indicator on my 3-minute, it's not going to issue a sell. So back to Nvidia. There's 523, 524. So look at where it bounced at, right? Its high on the day is 524.53. Psychological levels. I love fresh pineapple. It is the best. I will let that thing sit on the counter for like 3 or 4 days after I get it, and let it marinate in its sweetness, and it's just really good. And then I cut it up and put it in the fridge and eat it over 3 or 4 days. All right, so what I'm talking about in Nvidia, you know, psychological levels, the zeros, the $25, the $50, and the 0 zeros, again, up to 600. So 525 is going to be a level that I think that if I have any chance to hit 540 this week on Nvidia, it's got to break 525. And if it breaks 525, you are just, she just wants all this attention. I apologize for that, but she's a dog, so you got to love on your dogs. They matter. Dogs are people too. See what I did there? So if Nvidia, any chance I have to get my calls in the money for Friday, I need 540. So if it gets up to 540 and it breaks through there, I got a chance to be profitable. I'll look later on at as it gets closer to there, what my break even is on that. I haven't looked at it because it's down so much, but it's up to, what do you are just, oh, God. She's my kid, basically. What do you want? What do you want? Attention? You want your scratches? Is that what you want? Your kisses, huh? All right. Okay. It's like licking the top of my head. I don't know why. She does. What? Say hi. Say hi. Look, what's this? Look. What's this? Look. Okay. Down. We will play after stream. You got about half an hour if you can chill out till then. I know. Sorry, dude. Dudette. Sorry, Dudette. She's a good dog. She's probably the best dog I've ever had. and I picked her up. Her 1 year anniversary with me will be in April. She was a quarantine dog. I had somebody that I was working with who used to work at a shelter, and so I said, I think I might be looking for a dog. And she said, well, I've got a friend, or I know some people, and da 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 da. And I adopted her, and she didn't know anything, so she was about 8, 9 months old at that point, and not trained at all. And it's been, knock on wood, it's been a couple weeks. It's been a few weeks, I think, since she went to the bathroom in the house. But usually she's pretty good. I put a bell by the door, and she's got to ring the bell if she wants to go outside. So train to do that. But she can do all kinds of little tricks. She can sit. She can shake both hands. She'll go down. She can jump. Not the most coordinated dog in the world, and she's only about 49 pounds. So she's mixed a little bit in there. But just a fantastic dog, and probably my favorite breed. But definitely my best dog of all time. So she's going to be with me a long time. All right. So NVIDIA 523.79. Again, if it can break this 525, 524 is the highest it got. 524.08 here. As people get stimulus money, maybe some more will plow back into there. It's well off its highs of 614. I'm not looking for that this week, but we'll see, and that'll be one that I'll be looking at options and what the numbers are, what the open interest, and what the volume is on that. I'll probably do a little bit more digging in between streams today. So, but I need that puppy to get up a little bit more. Not much either. 3%. I need 3% on NVIDIA. Surely it can get me 3% over the next 4.5 days. I don't think it's a big enough ask. So that'll be it. So if that happens, I do have one call at 570 that I'm gonna lose a couple grand on, because I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna hit 570. It would be a miracle if it did, but I don't see that in the cards for this week, and that option expires. I don't know if I'll roll that 570 over or not. I don't know if I want to put any more into it with premium. I'll see what the options are to roll it, or trying to sell it. I'm not going to get anything for it right now. I think that one call at 570 is probably worth like $60. Let's see. It's worth $84.50. So my 570 call that I had on 319, where's it at? I'm down $2,100 on. And it is worth $84.50. Okay. So my NVIDIA calls at 545, I'm down 15 grand on. So, but they're up today. They're up 29%. So gaining a little back on that. I still need some help there, but I'm holding it. I didn't sell it at a loss when it bottomed out because I was confident that it might bounce back up again. I don't know if I'm going to hit the 540 or not. I've got to do a little bit more DD on it. But when you're losing that much on it and you got $3 grand left in it or so based off your initial buy, I've got enough stuff that have kept me profitable. So that looks pretty good. And that's why today I think that, well, NVIDIA and AMC overall, but that's why I'm up. Yeah, I'm up 3.36% on the day across all my accounts with this particular broker. So that's a good sign. All right, Microsoft's down 270. We're going to take a look at Tesla here in a second because they're up on the day. Boeing made a turn. Are you serious? Huh. Virgin Atlantic issuing more debt, 160 million. Boeing names new head of crucial 737 MAX program. Could be based on that. U.S. State Department, this is from Friday though, proposed sale of Boeing aircraft to Germany, Pentagon, okay. Interesting, hold on. Nothing other than the gap up. it hit the pre-market gapper, but no real news there. Interesting. I don't own any Boeing right now. Yeah, that's interesting that it's down off the turn, because it got all the way up to 278. So it's basically flat on the day. Would I buy some more? If I was scalping today, this would have been a good one to scalp. But I would have had multiple buy and sell signals. I would have bought here. I probably would not have sold here. I might have paper handed and panic sold done on this candle to keep some of the gains if I was scalping, because of profit to profit. If it hit this green candle and then turned south, I probably would have got out here. So if I was scalping this, knowing what I know, see, I hit it here and I sold it here, I would have been up 1.8% or $4.90. But $4.90 would have been 4,900 bucks. So what I'm saying with that is this. Let's say that I'm looking at my 3-minute charts and I'm scalping for the day. And let's say I'm an idiot, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. And I said, okay, it hit the buy signal on a 3-minute. That's a good sign. Let's say I missed that candle because I'm still not 100% convinced, right? And I bought it. Okay, so there's my buy. Now it goes up and it hits up here to this 278. Gives me a buy signal, but because I've got so much profit in it, fake paper profit, I'm going to hold it. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Whoop, whoop. Going back up again. Going back up again. Oh, green candle. I'm back. It's going to make its next turn. It starts going south. I'm out. I'm out. Okay. Now on 1,000 shares, that's 3,800 bucks. The difference 30 seconds ago was 4,900 bucks. So a gain is a gain only once you hit the button. Just like my loss on NVIDIA. It's not a loss until I press that sell button on that option, because I don't own the underlying. That was purely an option play, and I lost on that one. So scalping, I like 1,000 share lots on scalping because it's it's a selfish reason. It's because I can do the math a lot easier. I know that each buck is $1,000, so it's something that that I can look at on there. So would I buy Boeing right now on this little pullback? I might. I'm not going to. Below the 50 average, you get your VWAP at 264. So I don't know. Let's take a look over here. Let me look at the levels. And let's go up to Boeing. And let's take this guy. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I want to do. Okay. And I'm going to go into the 5-minute. Pivot point is 264. Blue below the red on the MACD. Buyer's volume exceeding seller's volume, but declining. Buyer's volume still above seller's volume. Pivot is the 264. Will it break that 264 and head down to level 1 support at 258? Very interesting. I'm looking at a scalp. Bear with me a minute. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at I'm looking at a 3-minute chart, but I've got the blue below the red. I'm in an oversold condition. My 5-minute right on the line of the 50. My daily, it's risky as a momentum. Back to the 3-minute. Sentiment, I'm looking down at the S&P 500. It's on and up, but it's slightly down, but the VIX is still staying down, even with this little spike here. Okay. You stay out of there, Liberty. It might come back down. So if I was to look at this, a little risky right now because that 264 is more the reality on the stock as it pulls back. If I was looking to scalp, my problem is that I've got my blue line below the red, so it doesn't meet my rule. If it approaches it on an upswing and we're into an oversold condition, that's good. The problem is the last time it bounced up, these buy green volume, the sell volume exceeded the buy in the last run up, which leads me to believe that we may drop back down to this 260s, 267 range maybe. We can watch this for a minute. So let's go to 30-second now. You know, again, your sellers are exceeding your buyers. On a 30-second, you can't take pure volume movement as an indication of what's going to happen, because it gave a buy signal on that one. Still don't have a green candle on the 3-minute. We don't have a turn yet, so let's watch what happens on the 30-second, because I'm not convinced of buying yet. You might say, well, that looks great. It's bouncing up. You can get a momentum play here. Maybe. But it doesn't hit my rules. Now on the 30-second, the blue just crossed. On the 3-minute, don't quite have a turn yet. You've got the beginning of a green candle here with about 40 seconds left on a 3-minute candle. And that bottom of that candle does not equal that wick on the prior candle as well. So where's it trading at? It's only trading 2 candles away right now. I don't know if that's tough to see or not. So definitely on a little bit of an upswing again. Yeah, 30 seconds says buy all day, right? 30 seconds says, hey, going right up to your 50, but that's a 30-second chart. We're still above the VWAP. And we've got some separation here on 3-minute between the blue and the red. And the seller's volume slightly above the buyer's volume with the exception of this candle here. But even on this little mini run here from 267 up to 272, you had declining buyer's volume. There's a nice doji there. We'll take that. A little shout out. You're like, doji. Sometimes I do that. I'll be like, doji. Doji's good. But again, doesn't meet my rules. Still oversold. And again, it could be risky. You say, well, it's a green candle and the blue is, it's going to make a turn. It's going to come up here. And, it didn't break this 267. So that's good news. Yes, it is. But it doesn't know what it wants to do yet. Hasn't made a break. The 30-second says it broke all day. 30 seconds says, hey, that looks pretty good. But does it? The question is why? Well, that's a good story. Oh, hold on. There's one south. 30 seconds on this 3 minute. Let's watch this one. Let's see what it does here on the next candle, and look at our MACD. And we've got about 25 minutes left on this stream. But definitely a nice green day for me. I hope you guys are having a green day as well, and I hope you're making money today. Okay, 7 seconds left. I'm looking for what this first candle is going to do. Stays red. 30 second. Not converging yet. We do have a skinnier Bollinger Band, but even that's on a downtrend. Blue still trending down. Got a channel here. We need a channel to flip. It needs to reverse before I would buy, and that's why. So again, when you have rules set in place and you stick to your rules, you can take your look at the indexes or the indices and say, okay, S&P's heading up, VIX is heading down. Everything looks good there. The Dow turned positive. It's up now 3.6. The S&P is absolutely flat at 0. And the NASDAQ is up 41. Yet Boeing, looking at a scalp, I said, I don't like it. I mean, I like it. I love the stock. I love the company. But much more comfortable at this 264 level for a buy, depending on what it does. I would have to wait for a confirmation at that level with everything on my rules in the green, which means I need buyer's volume to exceed seller's volume over here. I need this to start. Basically, I'm okay where it's at now. If it flattens a little bit, that's fine, but I need a turn. These seller volume candles on the 3 minute are only slightly getting a little bit less each time. Okay, so your blue below the red hasn't quite crossed yet, and that's why we have down pressure on the 30 second, and we'll see if it breaks this 267 level or not. But on the 30 second, every candle over the last 3 minutes has had a lower high and a lower lower, with the wicks on the south end on each of them, with the exception of the flip on the little mini doji here, and this candle here. So again, you got lower highs, lower lows. We'll see what happens there. You know, it wants to either, these two are either going to converge and we'll have an uptrend, I'm not going to scalp it. We're going to be coming into lunch, and I'm not scalping it. But I'll watch it, because what I'm doing is I'm looking at my strategy, right? I look for confirmations of what I do and how I trade, and I'm looking for consistency in my trading roles. Because I'm not looking necessarily for the home runs. I've got home run stuff in my portfolio, because why not? You should have something. At least for me, I like to have something in there for home runs. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is not tax advice. Consult a professional tax advisor. I'm just some guy on the internet. If you do what I do, or if you follow any of the trades that I'm looking at doing, or possibly even executing that I tell you about after I make the trade, don't do it, because you will lose 100% of your money, and you will be broke, and you'll have no one to blame except yourself. So there. With that said, you know, it's basically doing exactly what I expected it to do, which is converge. It wants to converge on this 200 average, and this is the 50 and the VWAP. It wants to come back down to the VWAP. And volume, let's see. So we are hour and a half into it, and we got average volume is about 20 million shares, and it's already at 14. Wow. But that was a lot of that volume. That's 70% of its average volume, but a ton of that was earlier in the day when it ran up to 278. And now we're at 267. So 267 divided into 278 minus 1, you're at 4%. So it made a 4% swing to the downside off of its high. So somebody bought that thing at 278.57. They're down 4% right now. If it was 1,000 shares, If they did 1,000 shares of Boeing, they're down $11,000 right now. And that's why you have rules. Set your own rules. Don't necessarily do what I do, but set your own rules and learn from what we do as we do a little fundamental and look at trends and a little TA, but trend analysis. Turn up. Look at their volume though. Look at the volume. The volume is not breaking these candles. It's just not. But even with my rules, when I don't take a trade and it turns up and I was wrong, I'm right more times that I'm wrong on the upside or not taking a trade. In other words, there are more times that I'm right by not taking the trade versus the times that I'm wrong, and then the stock goes like this. So as long as in my head and my trading history says that my rules work for me, I don't need to be right all the time. I don't even need to be right 50% of the time. I can be right, I think, the last time I did the analysis on my own trades, I think 32% of the time I only need to be right to be profitable in the market. And I run much higher than that. And I don't know if I can, here, hold on a second. No, I would have to log in on the other side. So maybe I'll show you guys some of my percentages on the trades I do in my accounts, and we'll do that another day. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the week plays out and what I can put together for that. Show you some real numbers as far as percentages, maybe even dollars. Who knows? All right. So AMD is up 2% again. I would not take this as a scalp. I think your luck of this thing being up as much as it was earlier today, and then it making that run again, based on the fact that it's down on the day. Yeah, it's right almost close to its bottom of the day. 267.47. I didn't even look at that one, and I said, well, that's where we were looking at. So, this could be its new support level. What it's doing right now could be its new support. But if it breaks down below that, it may give up gains from last week. Yeah, I'm losing interest in it very, very quickly. Okay, all right, yep, I'm done. All right, let's move on. Again, GM talking about they're leaving modules with chips off of their trucks. I bet they're not changing the stickers either. Intel is up 28 cents. Palantir 26.80. It's down 12 cents. We'll look at the heat map in a moment. Tesla barely hanging on to its $700 range, up 973 though. So that's actually pretty good. Hey, if it's going to hang out and be up 1.4%, we'll take that. I don't own any Tesla right now, but for key levels, I know a lot of folks do. So that 700 is pretty good for them. And let me look. I want to look at mine real quick here. U.S. Oil, I'm losing money on them today, 59 cents, but I'm up bank on them over time. NVIDIA 522, again, I talked about that 525 level. It's consolidating coming into the lunch hour. Nice run on Iterum. There you go, Iterum. 7 cents here, NMTR. Oh, NMTR, I need I need a lot out of them. I don't think I'm going to get it this week. Yeah. I need a 12% move on them before Friday. We'll see. Ford down 21 cents. That could be based on the GM news. I don't think that there's anything. Yeah, we rate check news on them. Nothing there. I've got two of my, my only two holdings in this one are up. So Rocket hanging on to 26.25, up 4.96%. That's making me money. Cinemark still holding on to a 7% gain. Oh, you guys are going to like this. Check this out. GameStop now is down $10. Again, if we get a disconnect and this stimulus money goes into AMC, look at this 3-minute chart. It sent a buy signal at 13.19 on the 3-minute. But again, well above your VWAP, your 20 and your 50 average. So be careful there. If we take a look at, I don't even know if it's going to be able to compute these. Let's see. I would take these numbers in a second here with a grain of salt. It's saying the pivot is at 1083, resistance 1. It's already above the third line of resistance. Again, you can't look on a stock like AMC. You can't look at your normal resistance and support levels. You just can't do it because they're not going to make sense. And if you do what they're telling you to do, it's just not going to happen. Look at that, 1404, new high on the day. Well, 1437 on this wick 10 minutes ago. We missed it because I was jacking around with Boeing. Meantime, we're up 26%. Loving it, loving it, loving it. And we should see the same story about Wall Street bets-driven stocks remain higher off the open after rising in pre-bell trade. AMC is posting a hefty bounce, up 18%. Okay, old news. GME is higher, which is now down lower. Cannabis stocks are near early highs. Tilray. EV makers are mixed in the wake of CEO Elon Musk adding the title of Techno King to his roles. What is that about? He gets a new title. All right. So 1410. Holy cow. That is a jump. Now I'm up 4.49% on the day. Whew. 26% gain on AMC. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I like it. I like the stock. All right, let's see what's going on with it in the U.S. Airlines see recovery signs. United expects to end cash burn in March. That's good news. 1388. So we dropped off that $14 range on AMC. Didn't give a sell signal yet. Retest. I don't know if we'll get back into the 12s or not today. S&P heading down. The VIX is leveling out at VIX right now is at 21.0 on the button. Look at this. Here's your VIX. That correlates with the S&P. $13.42. So what's interesting, it may turn around and put a sell signal back on this candle. There's some profit. See if now 30-second. See these levels. I don't know that's real there, but no, that's a good size drop. Still don't have a sell signal from here. Kind of surprises me. You did have buyers volume exceeding sellers volume, but this candle here worries me. There it is, and because it's exceeding, and there's your sell signal. So just as I said it popped a sell signal on the 3-minute, and now it's dumping. So where's it going to dump to, if you're asking? Hard to say. Bottom wick hit the top at 1342. So we're at 1329 right now. So 1330 needs to hold this level, otherwise we're going to go back into the 12s. So this is scalpers. This is day traders, folks. Day traders took this thing up to 14. And now you got profit taking. So this may not even be institutional buys. This could be guys like me to scalp and taking a quick, 10-15% win. You know, if you look at where they took it from, you know, they could have made a good 6% there. Popping a doji, but again, no volume on the buy side. There just isn't enough volume there, and so you got your sellers in control. I'd be surprised if we hold this 1320 level, 1325. It dropped down to 1322. Okay, very, very small recovery here, back up to 1340. Rocket's still up, but the S&P turning down. So we probably got everything down now. So the Dow Jones is down 7 points. S&P 500 down 4 points. NASDAQ barely clinging onto a 20-point gain. AMC. Heat map. Tesla's still up. Apple's still up. Oh, gas prices. We were at $3.78 on Friday in California. Now we're up to $3.84. Oops, what is that? I don't want that. Get out of there. Up to $2.86 average price. California $3.84. Washington $3.20. Oregon $3.16. Illinois $3.05. Pennsylvania $3.02. New York still 289.9, so they're still hanging out with the averages. 1343. Okay. All right. I'm good. I'm good there. Heck, I was good down in the 12s, right? So if it can cling to this 13 range, we'll take it. Stretch. What do you want? So still up 20% on the day. GameStop now down 14%. So here's what could be happening. You could have people that are in GameStop, they're taking profits or booking losses, and they may start to make a run into AMC. And they may flip and say it's cheaper, it's on an upring, and what they're looking at is, what's the catalyst? What's the next catalyst that you can see with GameStop? What good news could possibly come out on GameStop that would lead you to believe that it could go a lot higher? Other than a squeeze and a push by retail, but you don't have institutions plowing into GameStop like you have them plowing into AMC. It's just not happening. There's a big drop on GameStop. Big drop on GameStop. Now down over 10. Now down 11%. So you will see AMC pull back a little bit, even as GameStop pulls back. What's going on? See if there's anything else here I'm missing. Breaking news. Top news. Germany to halt AstraZeneca vaccinations. Yeah, they're about the 9th country to do that over there, or 7th to 9th. Microsoft could reap more than $150 million in new U.S. cyber spending. Stripe global markets, stocks subdued. U.S. yields fall with Fed on tap. Big question looms ahead of Biden's next spending push. U.S. Congress launches probe into multi-billion-dollar clean coal tax credit. Why? Let's see. GM builds pickups without modules. We talked about that earlier. Appetite at Treasury auctions under microscope as U.S. yields rise. Bitcoin ATMs are coming to a gas station near you. From stage to cemetery, Europe's workers refrain from post-pandemic jobs. All right, that's it. And with that, everything's about to turn red. Even the NASDAQ is only up 3 points. So Dow down 23, S&P down 6, NASDAQ up 2.65. That's dropping. But again, AMC still hanging on, 22% gain on the day. So the 14, again, this is probably scalpers and day traders trying to make money on this run here. Had good volume, but then the reality's got to come back in. And the reality, fortunately or unfortunately, is back down at the 1280 range. So, well, it's $1 though, so if the volume battles back here through the lunch hour, which I don't see how it can, but we got to be about 65% of volume. More than that, 142. Oops, where we go? 142 divided into 152. Wow, we have 93% of the average volume on the day. So we're going to beat the average volume, which again, that tells us about the upside. And a lot of that volume was over here, but there was actually a decent chunk here as well. So that's pretty good. We're getting about ready to end the stream. So another few minutes here. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them down in the chat. If not, we're probably going to call it shortly, and we'll keep an eye on this. If anything comes out, I may start the stream a little early, but otherwise we'll be back in 3 hours. So we'll be back at 3 hours from now, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern for the market close and the power hour. So about an hour and a half. We'll stream for an hour and a half before the market closes today, and we'll see. I did have some other stuff that that I was looking at. Economic calendar. Where's my other thing? Oh, this is what I want to show you guys. I'm sorry, I forgot about this. I don't know if you saw this one or not, but when I talked about last week about the CEO call, the Journal finally picked it up yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or March 11th. Oh, AMC finds the right price with Warner Media. Again, talking about them striking a deal for less box office receipts percentages for Warner Brothers. And so here's the box office operating results per year. So I'm going to snip that because that's pretty good. Let me click a new. I like that chart. Okay. I'm going to snip that for later. All right. So now I'm going to go back over into here, and let me save this so I have it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And let me close my snip and sketch. Okay. All right. So 1367. Not bad. Not bad at all. We'll take it. All right, so last one, Bitcoin down to 56,000 off of its high of 61. What do we get up to? 61,788 over the weekend. By the way, if you're trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially Ethereum, the transaction fees on the weekends are usually a little bit less. You're paying less gas fees on Ethereum and even the DeFis and the tokens and the ERC20 tokens than you would trading during the week on Ethereum. Ethereum back below 1,800, so I really like that over the weekend. And Bitcoin is up, and I think, yeah, I believe, let me see here. I think I've got another payout coming today. There we go. Yeah, I'm at 0.25. Yeah, I've got 14 hours from now. So about 10:30 tonight, my time, I'll get another payout in my wallet of Ethereum from my mining. So yay me. So AMC 1380. I could be right on this. You could have the GameStop money going into and you know, Wall Street Bets. It's a great Reddit group. I think they punish AMC posts over there, and it's not that they'll leave the positive AMC posts up, but if you see positive AMC talking about slightly negative GameStop, people don't like that. Where I will always take a realistic view of the markets on either side of the coin or the equation. I personally don't own any GameStop. I am biased towards AMC because I think it should be trading in the range at a minimum of Cinemark's value, based on fundamentals and everything else, and what's going to be happening later on. So as Cinemark is up 6% based on their opening of theaters this past weekend and today, GameStop is down 5%, while AMC is up 22%. All right, I think that's going to do it for now. Listen, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be back in 3 hours, and we will see you at 3 hours for the close. Have yourself a great morning. Get some rest, get some exercise, whatever you do, or work hard at your job. Be productive. That's what they're paying you to do. So final tick, we're up $2.40 on AMC, up 21.68%, and we will see you this afternoon.